Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, just stopping by, don't go too soon. Definitely continue to check me out, press the subscribe button, and stick around. If you're returning, thank you so much for the love and support and continue to take this journey with me. So today my client is getting a tape-in install. We had her consultation maybe about, normally I do my consultations like 3 weeks prior, 4 weeks prior. And in my consultation, I'm really getting to know the client's hair because it's going to help determine how much hair they need for the actual install, but then also giving them a fully detailed expectation of what the tape-ins are going to look like, how long they'll wear them for, how often they're going to wash their hair. Just telling them basically you're going to treat it like a silk press. If you're not used to wearing your hair out, tape-ins probably is not the best choice for you, right? But having those upfront conversations with my client is important just so they can get the full wear out of the install. My client does have color, and she chose to leave the color of the extensions the natural color, which it did still blend pretty good because a majority of her hair is a natural color. So I wasn't too concerned. She was a little more blunt than what I expected it to be, as far as the extensions were a little longer than the blonde, right? So if the blonde of the tape-ins were at the bottom, it would have blended perfectly. This blended, but I feel like it could have been a little different. But I like to show you guys any and all, the good, the bad, the okay, this is what we should do next time type of installs, right? Just so we all can learn from it. So I shampooed, blow dried, trimmed my client's hair as you already saw, and now we're doing the taping extensions. With tape-ins, it's not that they're hard. It's really about the placement. It's really about also getting to know your client as far as like how frequently they wash their hair. If they're washing once a week, why? Because they might be getting oily. If they do get oily, where do I place these tape-ins, so they're not being, so they're not seen. So it's really about placement when it comes to tape-ins, and that's something to be mindful of. I always section off my client's head. I always start in the back and work my way to the front. I do have a conversation with them on what it might look like if they want multiple parts. Yes, tape-ins can be flexible. Yes, they can have the multiple parts, but honestly, you need to have that upfront conversation with them again, because if they're not going to wear a side part, then I'm probably not going to give them a side part. Right? My goal is to get all the hair in that I can, give you the fullness that you're looking for, or the enhancement of length that you're looking for with a good blend. So if you're not going to wear a certain part, then I'm probably not going to do that, because you're not going to, it's pointless, right? And then also, sometimes in the front of our hair, that's what we touch the most, right? That's what we are manipulating the most. So yes, most of our hair it should be properly grown out when having the tape-ins, but if the front is questionable on how many parts you can have, then they just need to choose a part and stick with that, right? Because it's going to make it harder for you to blend the hair out. So though, yes, I will always love to give my client middle part, side part, yada, 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 yada. If they can't, they can't. But I have those upfront conversations with them, like, okay, I think you should choose. Yes, maybe we could do a middle part. You can do a right part. You're probably not going to be able to get the left, or if I do the left, you're going to get less tapes in. So have those upfront conversations. They'll always be able to do the ponytail. That should be a guarantee. And I always tell them they can always do a half up, half down. So they're still getting a versatility. They're still getting a lightweight effect of the tape-ins, and it's still getting the full benefit. Normally, tape-ins last between 7 to 12 weeks. Everyone is different, and everyone is different based on their own health and hair journey, right? So how frequently they're washing their hair, how much they're manipulating it, etc. So everyone is different, and that's why I like to have the consultation, just to have a better understanding of also their everyday life. Like if someone, let's say, if someone is a teacher, right, you're not sweating as much. Hopefully, you ain't sweating with them kids. You're not sweating as much as someone who might be in, I don't know, like is a physical trainer, right? Who's going to be sweating in their scalp more often, who's going to be washing or shampooing more often. So, really understand your client's lifestyle as well to really get to know if this install is best for them. So we completed the full taping, y'all, and I'm just showing her the different ways that she can wear it. Ponytail is probably what's most important to most people. We all love a ponytail, right? But we need to be mindful of those ponytails as well. So I'm just getting all the hair up and showing her the fullness that the tapings gave her, and it did. Okay, just showing her the bun too, what that might look like on her days that she is going to the gym, because she did tell me she is a heavy person in the gym, which is great. Child, I need to be with you. Okay, I need to be with you. So we also just go over like dry shampoo, using that to make sure, or to just see if the install can last her a little longer, which normally it would. So I'm also kind of showing her where her ponytail would be. Um, Not too high and not too low, right? Because you want to ensure that your tapes also are still in good placement and that we're not just throwing them wherever. We used 3 packs of tape ins for this client. I did bring an extra pack just in case, which we talked about at her consultation. I brought the extra pack because her hair is fine, but it's also dense. Like she has a lot of hair on her head, but it's fine texture hair, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to ensure and make sure that I rather have enough hair than not enough, right? And then we kind of just determine if we needed it or not, and she decided to not because it is extra cost, right? So disrespecting that, but it was still blended out very well. And now we're just going into curl her hair. I am doing my curls upside down to give some movement. I did blend her out a little bit, not too much, just to ensure that her ends blended with the tape ends. But all of my tape ends come in one length. So if you see the hair package and install, you'll see like 20 inch, 20 inch, 20 inch install. But I like to go in and customize the layering. I just feel like it just works out better. A lot of people don't want layers. Some just want face framing. So it just gives you most volume. I feel like when you have, or maybe most fullness when you have all one length of hair. So we're going in and just curling her. She did have a photo shoot for her birthday. So you'll see at the end that I left 2 of her clips clipped up. So when she went and got her makeup done, they were going to clip them anyway. So I pinned her all up. I do find that when you pin your curls, it does allow the curls to hold longer. So you want to ensure that the curls are getting that heat, setting that heat in, and then you go down, go around and take down all your pins. So look at the frame, y'all. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I should have backed the camera up a little bit, but you'll end up seeing it in the ends. Her curls came out so good, just like the picture, the inspo that she sent me. That's one thing about inspo, y'all. It's an inspiration. Okay? I'll get as close to it as I can, but I'm probably going to have my own twist on it. So here's a closer look on the curls and how they are coming out. Again, I pinned the whole head as I curled along. It holds the curl much better and much longer. So when your client asks for like the fluffy curls that you always see with the layers and yada yada yada, pin it. I'm telling you, pin it and then you'll brush it out and it's gonna hold that curl. I guarantee you. Opposed to if I'm just flat ironing and then curling, I normally do that, say if they want like a straighter look and they don't want it as curly, I might do that. But that's when you can know how to switch off and on. And I wanted her curls to last all day. Her hair is softer and I can tell her natural hair doesn't hold the curl. So the tape is definitely going to help that. And with her having a photo shoot, I wanted to ensure that her curls lasted to the photo shoot, of course. So we are at the end. Her curls came out so good. The highlight, you can see the highlight from her natural hair and how it's blending with the tape-ins. It came out really good. And now I'm taking out the 2 pins at the top, and I'm just showing her how she can take it out at the photo shoot. So cute. She loved it, y'all. She loved it, loved it, loved it. I don't want to put too much product, like as far as the wax, etc., in her hair texture, because it will help it, not help it, but it will make it look weighed down. Now I'm just showing her some of the side parts that she could do, different styles. I'm not going to mess with the curls too much again because she does have her photo shoot, but she can do like her bun, her half up, half down, etc. But I did leave her with some shine and she loved it. So you can see here, I pinned her to right back up. But I ain't going to touch it too much, y'all. It came out really good. She really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys with the next style.